Blessings, 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 blessings. We're gonna have a quick vibe check, quick afternoon tune in, to get the vibes right. I was a little bit tired, so I was like, yo, let's go connect with the community before I go back home. My daughter has a pro D day, so I gotta get back to the house and, cook her some lunch. But, I just wanna vibe out with y'all for a quick second. Let me know where you at in the world. I'm in Vancouver, BC, Canada right now. Let me know where you at. Throw your flags in the building. If you're in Canada, if you're in America, if you're in Brazil, if you're in Jamaica, let me know where you are. And if you got your tea on deck as well, I'm drinking my peppermint tea today. Let me know what you're drinking. I see we have Paris in the building. I see we have Arizona. I see we have India in the building. We are united 100%. I love it. Oh my God, we got Brooklyn, we have Memphis, we have DC, we have Nambia, we got Africa in the building. We are united, you understand? We are just easing into the space today with a little bit of grace. We are taking a moment to breathe. It is Tuesday. We still have a lot to go this week, a lot of opportunities. So let's reflect and, And I want you to notice how you feel right now. The goal for the live streams is always for us to leave a little bit better. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let me know how you are feeling. You understand? I'm a 6 right now. So my goal is to leave feeling like an 8. So take notice of the sensation you are feeling in your body, mind, the rhythm of your breath, and remind yourself that you are not alone in this journey. You understand? We are guided and gifted, and guided. We have some 8s in the building. We have some 6s. We have some 7s. I see you, King James. We have a lot of 7s. See, I love how we all travel on a similar frequency. It proves my point that, we are all guided and gifted. We are in this together. I believe we all travel on a very similar vibration. That's why we are a community. That's why, we like similar things. And that's why we're all chilling here together right now, no matter where you are from, right? We got Nambia in the building. We have Michigan. We have Brazil. We have the UK. We have Australia. We have everywhere. You understand? The rest of my goal for this week is just to trust the process and take notice of the energy and know that the guidance is there and it's going to illuminate the path for us no matter how many roadblocks or hurdles we feel like are in our way. So we are simply harmonizing with the divine. You understand? I love it. We listen in a little bit of tunes from South Africa, of course. Love South Africa. Thola is the song's name. We're just using music because music is vibration. It's a sound journey. It can elevate our mood, you understand? It can inspire. It put me in a meditation this morning. So I was like, why not hop on and just share? I am loving the energy of everybody in the chat right now. You understand? Oh, we have some 10s in the building. I see Cape Town in the building. Let's continue. We're going to focus on our breath. We're going to stay present in this moment because this moment is ours. It's only about 11 a.m. where I'm at, so the day is just getting started, but I've been waking up a lot earlier. I've been waking up around 3:30, 4 a.m., so I already had half a day, and I still have a lot left to go. So the day is an opportunity. If we have breath, we have life. You understand? It's an opportunity to harmonize. And I'm very appreciative of everybody here right now. We'll get into some questions in a little bit here. Quick vibe sesh for the day. You understand? Just trying to keep the channel alive, keep the energy going. Bring a little bit of balance to the algorithms. Let me know what's on your mood today. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what the rhythm is like. And we'll get into some conversations. We'll get into some topics right quick. We got India in the building. Where you at in India? It's midnight in India right now. So we got India in the building. One of my favorite places to be and to travel to. The music, the food, the people, the history, the culture. It's amazing. This year is the year of joy. It's the year of community. It's the year of laughter. Like healing, I always say this, healing doesn't have to be this thing that's so daunting and full of tears, sad tears or painful. Healing can be fun, you understand? It's vibration, so we have to cultivate that feeling. It's our responsibility. It's our priority to spark our spirit. You understand? We playing vibes on the channel. Not supposed to really be playing music on YouTube, but hey, we doing it anyways. We doing what we want. You understand? We living our best life, loving the life we live, living the life that we love. We have a good question here. Will you ever come back to the podcast, Heinz? A big question. A lot of people have been asking this. Where's the podcast, Heinz? Where's the podcast? Now, if you don't know, I have a podcast called In Hindsight. An amazing community over there, self-reflection. It's really a calming experience. There's no advertisements. There's no ads over there. I keep it just as it is. And I haven't been posting there for a very good reason. I had to change the way I record. And that's exactly what I've been doing in the studio. I've been developing new ways so I can put new energy into the podcast. And we are coming back very soon. I realized that our old ways aren't going to serve us in this new space. And I didn't want to just do the podcast for the sake of posting and the sake of numbers and the sake of success. Like the podcast to me, it's like, it's a place from the heart, it's a place from the spirit. And I want to make sure that we are always putting our best into it. So I've been developing a new way I can make it more of a sound experience and make it a sustainable experience. And we gonna take it to the moon. I'm telling you, we coming back very soon. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. And I'm very appreciative of everybody who tunes into the podcast, who shares it, because it's like, I think it's actually the most successful thing I have on the internet. You understand? See how it feels to nurture and inspire the human spirit. Taking time for ourselves midday, even if you have a 9 to 5, you have a work, go outside, catch your breath, renew yourself. We are giving ourselves the space to elevate and the grace. You understand? We are relieving ourselves of all that pressure and the pressure that society puts on us. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of things we have to do and we get stressed out. But all we got to do is give ourselves the space and the grace to elevate. You understand? I think every breath we take, it creates space, right? It holds spirit within us. And every breath you take carries the likeness and the qualities of the divine. It is life, right? You have to remind yourself. Moat the artist has a quick question asking, what are the artists that we are listening to? Well, we are listening to Amapiano. It's a genre coming out of South Africa. My favorite. Now, of course, I'm sure a majority of us don't understand the lyrics, but that don't matter because it's a frequency, it's a vibration. You understand? Allow it just to speak to your spirit. If you want to listen to some of these tunes, you can go to my Spotify, just search Hindsight, and I have some playlists with all of these songs. A lot of these songs over there. You understand? Someone's asking, how is your hair made? I love questions like this, just as pure curiosity, right? So my hair is naturally curly, and then it just, I don't know, it just naturally dreadlocks. I don't know the science of it, but it just mats together, and the longer it grows and the thicker it gets, it becomes stronger. And yeah, I love it. I've been growing my hair for about how long now? About 7 years, I think. And when I was in high school, I thought, y'all, that I would never grow my hair. I literally said I would never grow my hair and I would never grow a beard. I was a super pretty boy. And now look at me, you understand? I got a beard, a head full of hair, and I'm still pretty. Plain. Yeah, you never know, you understand? We never know how we're going to evolve and change. Like we may think we know ourselves, but that's why I always say leave room for surprise. There's so many depths within you. There's so much more to you than you don't even realize. So the greatest mystery is your own story. You understand? Yeah. Thank you, Aruli, for the super chat. I appreciated it. And that's all we're really doing here, you know. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name, but this person just said, you know, they got out of a frustrating meeting, and this vibe session is really elevating their spirit. I just want to show you, we're always going to hit hurdles. We're always going to have roadblocks. There's always going to be things that frustrate us, but we actually had the ability to spark our spirit again. You understand? It's alchemy. It's self-mastery. We are creating the life we live and loving the life that we love.
Solo, bendiclinga ngawe, ibawela ukubona, ikhalela sonke imini zethu. Andifuna uthanda omunye, ngoba sakhumbula, andikwazi ukulibala, ikhalela sonke imini zethu.
See, my boy said in the building, football to fatherhood, said he was just about to text me, and he knows why. I do know why. My brother here is waiting on something for me. I'm sending it. It's coming. I just had to make it perfect. I had to be the perfect. It's going to come. You're going to appreciate it. Trust me. John Hugo asks, what did you learn today? I learned today the power of consuming beautiful content. You understand? You know, fine-tuning what we allow to come into our orbit. You know, I'm focused right now on just consuming beautiful things and creating beautiful things. That's all I care about. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. And I'm like, I want to just make the most beautiful content ever. Like, I really want to get down to the detail with the sound. I just want to create feelings, memorable feelings to the content. You understand? So I just want to consume more beauty, more beautiful experiences, create more beauty. And yeah, that's it. That's what I learned today, because I was in a vibe this morning, just surrounding myself by beautiful sounds, beautiful sights. And I'm like, this is all I want to do. I love this. Someone says, I wish there was a Heinz radio station. This is better than the radio. 100%. I was actually on the radio last year for TikTok radio. But the problem was I didn't get to control the music. So they were playing music where, like, it wasn't my vibe. You understand? So how about we put it into the ecosystems now, this is like my own radio station. We don't even need the radio. You understand? But 100%, we going to have like the hottest show in the universe. We going to make it happen. We going to make it happen. Shout out. We got another super chat by All About the Wisdom. Thank you, my brother, for the $5. Brother, abundance and blessings to you in all aspects of your world. You have a lot of success coming to you. I appreciate it, brother. More love. I think we have the #1 community on YouTube. 100%. I think we have the #1 community on YouTube. Tell me a more positive community. If you look in the comment section, people literally support each other and lift each other up in the comment section. There's really no beef. There's no arguing. And that's what I love, because majority of the places on the internet, there's a lot of chaos. You know, there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of debate. You know, sometimes people are very rude. And I remember years ago, like 7 years ago, I said to myself, I want to bring balance to the internet. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to bring balance to the internet, because at that time there was like a lot of pranks online, and I just felt like when I went online, there was nothing soothing. You know, the point of creativity is to create the very things that you want to see in the world. You understand? The very things that you want to see in the world, you have the ability to do that. And that is exactly what we are doing. Mm. We're gonna have a quick sip of tea, a little second break. Someone says do a takeover with Soul Lection Radio. Oh, that would be a vibe, wouldn't it? That would be a vibe. Yeah, that would be a vibe. We're gonna create our own thing as well, though. But yeah, we could do that. Thank you, Rhea, for the 99 cents. I appreciate it. Love. I appreciate y'all. You know, we got the vibes up here. You know, YouTube demonetizes the videos when I play music. So I appreciate the super chats because that helps. But regardless, we gonna play the music because that's exactly what we want to do. We here for the vibes. We here for a good time. The instrument we're playing right now is called the mbida, one of my favorite instruments. I'm actually working on a guided meditation at the moment, and I'm going to be using some of these sounds. Now, I've been telling y'all I'm gonna make a guided meditation for like a year and a half, and today I finally got to it. You understand? So look out for a meditation in hindsight coming very soon to the channel. I believe it's going to be a whole experience that anyone can implement into their day, and really, you know, just elevate. Let me know how you feeling in the chat. You know, I came in feeling like a 6 and I'm already at a 7.5. 100%. Shelby B asked a good question. You referenced starting a lot of things 7 to 8 years ago. What made it all change? Well, 7 to 8 years ago, I made the intention to change. I made the intention, mind, body, and spirit. I'm like, I want to evolve. I want to change. You know, I want to step into who I am. And I just allowed that process to unfold. I allowed whatever's guiding me to illuminate my path. And I just went on it. 7 to 8 years ago was an important area of my life because I came out of this like dark tunnel, like things were not good. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh, like, who are you? You know, like mind, body, and spirit. I wasn't proud of myself, but I didn't give up. You know, this song by Bob Marley came on and he said, Rasta man, live up, never give up. And I don't know why, but that just like resonated within my spirit. All he said was, Rasta man, live up, never give up. And that was the moment I decided to grow my hair and just change my life. And I just love the simplicity in his message. And it's actually why I bring simplicity to my channel as well. I think there's a beauty to simplicity and a way to be able to speak to all races and ages in just a simple, beautiful message. And that's what I strive to do. And I'm going to continue to do and do it better. But, you know, I really do believe everything starts with intention. If you just set the intention, hey, you know, I want to grow. I just think life source is going to start to prevent opportunities and challenges and, you know, pathways for you to follow. And next thing you know, you are molding yourself. You are creating a new version of yourself, and you are letting go of things that no longer serve you. And it becomes a really beautiful experience. You know, like every single one of us, we are living expressions, right? Like our breath is a testimony. We are living expressions. So we are just diving deeper into the moment, because the deeper we go, the more we are shown about ourselves. The deeper we go, the more we are shown about ourselves. I am most inspired by human potential. human potential. You know, my biggest fear growing up, and still to this day, is like public speaking. I don't know why. My whole life I was afraid of public speaking. In school, every single year I would dread I would dread class because I knew I was going to have to do a speech. So I'm inspired by human potential to the point where I'm like, you know what? Now I got to get to the point where I'm comfortable on stage in front of like 10,000 people, you know, because I want to see what my spirit is capable of, because I know the potential is there. I know there's been a seed planted within all our souls, and it's our duty to go nurture it, cultivate it, share it with ourselves and with the world. You understand? Thank you, Law, for the super chat. She says face vomiting. Not sure why you're doing face vomiting. Oh, because I did a little face vomit. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the 99 cents. I appreciate that. We got like the best community here, I tell you. 100%, we got the best community on YouTube. Heinz, let's do a meetup. Yeah, we're gonna do a meetup. We're actually gonna tour the podcast. That's the goal. The goal is to tour the podcast. The goal is to tour what we're doing right here. You know, just we're gonna have tea together. You know, we're gonna just have like simple, nice, warming conversations, vibes, music, community. You know, that's really just my goal. And you know, you're all a part of that. I appreciate you. Sarah says, you helped me change my perspective so much. Thank you for the beautiful energy. Thank you. You understand? It's all a shift in perspective. That's all we do over here. Matthew Baker says, get a nose ring or a stud. Let me tell you something interesting. I actually used to have a nose ring. I had a stud right in my nose. Right? No. I had the septum ring back in the day. So I already did that. It fell out. And then the reason why I never got it back is I just didn't want to pierce my nose again. But I enjoyed it for the time being. But, you know, maybe next time. Nah, I'm done with the nose ring. I'm not doing that again. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 piercings. I have 3 in my left ear and 1 in my right ear. No tattoos though. I'm not really interested into tattoos just because I'd be worried that I might be allergic to the ink. So I have a few piercings, no more. I'm good. I'm so happy for this individual right here who just sent a super chat. First off, thank you so much for the $49. Is that Mexican dollars? I think so. You said, I quit my job. I'm changing careers. I'm 23. Help. You're in an amazing position. You understand? You are in transition. That's a beautiful place to be. There's nothing but opportunity ahead of you. Really, you have to trust the process, experiment, right? Embrace the uncertainty, because I always say uncertainty has the spirit of a child. There's full of questions, curiosity, which means there is opportunity. Far too often, we want to know exactly what's going to happen, but like, who goes to a movie and wants to know how it's going to end? Nobody. You understand? Who reads a book wanting to know what the book already says? Nobody, right? We love the element of surprise and get excited about the element of surprise in your own life. When I shifted from like different jobs to different careers, or like when I went completely freelancing, yeah, it was a scary space, but all that emotion, like the worry, being scared, the uncertainty, I turned it into fuel, right? I turned it into motivation. I turned it into action. I did things. I made things happen. I made calls that I normally wouldn't call. I went places I normally wouldn't go. I put more hours into my craft because it was do or die. You understand? But really, it was do and live. You understand? So you're in an amazing place. You are in a transition. And transitions are beautiful. It's like when the seasons change. And when the seasons change, at first, the leaves fall off. And for a few months, it's kind of dry and dead outside. But what happens? Everything starts to blossom again. And that's exactly what is going to happen in your own life. You just have to have the grace, give yourself the grace to make mistakes, and you will elevate. You already know you will. You know you will. You just wanted me to hear, you just wanted me to say exactly what you already know. And I get it. We all need reminders at times. We all need reminders at times. Boom, another super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Everything you said resonated with me. This is my sign. This is your sign. If you needed a sign, this is your sign. You understand? If you needed a sign to make that transition, this is it. If you needed that sign to like call that person you've been wanting to talk to, this is it. If you needed a sign just to take a break, just to take a break to nurture yourself, this is it. Can you talk about your relationship with God? I actually think a relationship with God is very personal. And I'm in a season right now where it's kind of personal. I've been talking less about God because there's things I'm working out with God right now. You understand? To me, I think, it's important to have, hope. It's important to have some type of faith-based system. It doesn't always need to have a name to it. But, taking time for myself and having gratitude is how I exercise that relationship. But, I think a relationship with God is very personal, and it doesn't always have to be talked about. You don't always have to tell people what you believe in or anything like that. At times, you just need to harness and nurture that relationship, right? So that's the space I'm in right now. Now, if you haven't gotten the reminder deck, I'm about to make an incentive right now. Whoever I'm going to pick one person, right? What I'm going to do is take a screenshot of this live or film this live, and tag me in your stories on Instagram. I'm going to collect everybody's name who tags me. I'm going to write it, and on my next live stream, I'm going to draw a name out, and I'm going to message you back on Instagram, and I'm going to get your address, and I'm going to send you a deck of affirmation cards and tea. So get this, if maybe one of you might only do this, so if only one person does this, you automatically win. But if 20 people do it, then it's 20 people. But regardless, if you want to get the reminder deck, the deck of cards that I made, 33 reminders to renew yourself and support you in your expansion, I will send you one for free with some tea. Just take this live stream, post it to your Instagram stories, tag it, say #1 chill spot on YouTube, on the internet, and yeah, we'll see if you win. we just observing, you understand? That's what I realize I identify with. I'm just an observer, you know? I observe life, you know, I observe what's going on within myself and others, and I just share because I think at the end of the day, we're all just looking for something to land on. You know, when it comes to intrusive thoughts or, you know, things that are in our mind that we just wish they weren't there, you know, we get to choose what we adopt and what we let go, right? You get to choose which thoughts you adopt, which ones you let go, either out of love, out of fear. And to me, I identify with being an observer because either you can react or you can respond, right? And when we respond with a sound mind, a patient mind, a calm mind, a loving mind. Like when I get certain thoughts that I don't like, I don't identify with them. I just say, oh, these are some weird thoughts passing by. And then when I get thoughts that I do like, I adopt it. And I say, thank you. And I integrate it into my life. You understand? You know, it's our priority to spark our spirit. That's exactly what we do on this channel. We just spark our spirit, go back into our day, elevate, share some good energy with others. You know, I think life is a gift. I know at times it feels like it's a test. I know at times there's so many questions and we're like, why are we even here? How do we get here? What's the purpose of all this? And there's a lot of fear. But at the end of the day, I think life is a gift. And, you know, the human experience is a very interesting one. And at the end of the day, there isn't equality, you know, in the way that we are born, in the sense of we all come into different situations. But there is a quality of the spirit. Nobody escapes the human experience. Like everyone experiences fear, love, joy, frustration, jealousy. Everyone will experience all of these things regardless of the situations or privileges they have. And I think that's one of the most interesting things. And that's why when you share who you are, or you recognize that we are all going through this thing, we are all going through the same things in our own experiences, it actually unites us, and we don't have to feel so isolated in our feelings because we're all going through the same things. Like actually just in our own experiences. So remember that, you know, we are always guided, you know, we are gifted, you know, we have community, there is opportunity. Sometimes we don't see it, but, you know, if we take time, we will feel it. You know, it just takes practice, it takes intention, and it takes a sound mind. We're going to get to some questions before we leave. So let's, any last questions? And then we're going to log off, and then we'll just, it was a quick vibe today. We'll go over some questions. Unifying Health says, I tried to send some money. It didn't work. It's okay. I appreciate the intention regardless. So shout out to you. Love, love, love. Let's see what else we got here. Crystal says, you on live playing Essay House, favorite part of my day. Yeah, me too. To be honest, my favorite part of my day as well. I absolutely love Amapiano, South African house. I've been listening to South African house for about 7 years. And then obviously Amapiano became the wave in just the last couple of years. So I started tapping into that as well. What's your favorite Tyler, the Creator song? Oh, what is my favorite Tyler, the Creator song? So on that new album, let me tell you right now, actually. You know what actually with this Tyler is, I love Tyler's music, but I'm actually more a fan of Tyler's aesthetic and creative mind. Now, do I listen to Tyler's music all the time? No, I actually don't. When he first came out, like his album, I was like really on that. And I just loved the visuals, his direction, his creative design, you know, his merch, the aesthetic, how he's true to himself is what I love. And I also love his production because he really has grimy beats. And I like how he tries to stretch his voice in different types of production. Like, you know, it's a Tyler song because he uses these dark chords, but they're still very beautiful. Then at the same time, he's got these grimy drums. On the Igor album, I love A Boy Is a Gun. I love Magic Wand. I love I Don't Love You Anymore. I love that one he's got with Pharrell and 21 Savage, but I don't like 21 Savage's verse. I love Who Dat Boy with ASAP Rocky. And then, there's a bunch of things I love about Tyler. What are your thoughts on yerba mate? I've only drank it a couple of times, and yeah, I don't really have any strong thoughts on it. It's not really like a part of my life. So yeah, can't help you with that one. Someone asked, I heard you're going to start a mentor program for young creatives. Is that something still on the table? Yeah, definitely. It's definitely on the goal. I just want to make sure I have the right foundation to do it because I just don't want to leave anyone hanging. But that is definitely something I want to do. I also want to have a scholarship for somebody as well to help a creative. So I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. We are still kind of working on it. I'm figuring it out. But at some point this year, we will launch some type of like creative community mentorship thing, because I think one of the things I care about most is just inspiring other creatives, because I just recognize gifts in people all the time. Like I meet people who don't even believe in themselves, and I'm like, you don't even realize how dope you are. I have an eye for talent. I can tell who is going to be somebody. I can see talents in people sometimes before they even recognize them. It's like my gift. So I would love to be able to just help people with that, or give people the reminders they need with the creative process. It's just, I think the more people putting out their expression and their beauty and their art in the world, we just make the world a more beautiful place. You understand? Aditi says, watching you since ages. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it so much. Thank you very, very much. Love the idea of the mentorship. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. When can I take the constant failure of my pursuit as a sign it's on the wrong path? So that's actually a very good question. My thing is, if your heart is in it still, you're on the right path. You have to say, why am I failing? And a lot of times it's just simply, it may not be the right time. Your foundation isn't solid, right? You're not dedicating enough time. It's still time to harness your skills, craft your skills. It took me like 10 years it took me like 10, 11 years just to be where I am right now. Actually longer than that. But I'm not really counting like high school and stuff. But I would say if your heart is still in it and it's something you want, then you are still on the right path. It just means that you have to ask yourself, like, what am I not doing? Am I networking enough? Am I organized enough? How are my systems? Am I really putting my all in? But if you feel like you've been putting your all in for over a decade and nothing's happened, and I don't know, then maybe you need to question it. But I always say you got to give it time 100%. And a lot of times we expect things to happen right away or just after a couple of years. And that's just not the truth. It doesn't happen like that for everybody. You never want anything before it's time. Like you never want anything before it's time, because if you don't know how to sustain it, you'll lose it. You want to build a really good foundation. Like I actually feel bad for a lot of people who blow up on TikTok really early, because, or like just on the internet period, because there's like 17-year-olds who become famous and they had to deal with all this attention and the money, and they don't really have the foundation and the understanding how to manage these resources and how to manage the hate, and they have insecurities and they have questions about themselves and they're expressing themselves, and then people get mad at them, and it's just like, it could be a lot. So everything in its own divine timing. You really don't want anything before it's time. So just trust the process, have that patience. And I say, just keep pursuing, man. I'm a lifer. Like I told myself I would never quit. Still to this day, like I will never quit what I'm doing. Like there's no me going back to anything else. I will only evolve and get better at what I'm doing and dive into new things. Let's see what other questions we have here. Will you be doing a live for the rest of the week? Yeah, I'll probably do another live on either Thursday or Friday and maybe Sunday. I'm trying to do lives more often. Sometimes, they'll just be like this. We'll just hop on and chill. Sometimes I'll have more of an agenda. I'll have more of like, a program. But for me, it's just about getting the energy and motion, right? Like you can't really, nothing's ever going to be perfect, right? Like progress is perfection. So, every time we get on live, we're just getting better. We're just learning, learning how to make it better. So I appreciate everyone who tunes in because you're a part of the process, and we're going to make this, I think we're going to make this the best live stream on the internet, to be honest. We will get there one day, and it's going to be full of love and positivity. We're not going to have to dive into drama or like negative things in society to cultivate, numbers and a good community, because a lot of times that's what people have to do, right? They have to react to something that's like really chaotic and then drive up the hate and the fear. And I don't want to do that. I want to go the other route. I want to do something that is spirit filled, something that we can tune into and it elevates our day, or just, gives us a moment to reflect, whatever it may be. That's really my goal. Heinz, any advice for a breakup? Oh man, breakups are definitely hard. I've been through a few of those. Um, the unfortunate thing is there's like really no way to hack a breakup or to like speed the process up, right? Like grieving is just an organic process we have to go through. And there's like kind of two ways to go about it. Sometimes people distract themselves so they don't have to feel all those emotions, but they're gonna come back at some point. So to me, I just say, go through the motions, feel it. You're going to be sad at times, you're going to be frustrated, you may miss them, you may be mad, but that's just the natural progression that grieving has to offer. And you're going to learn a lot, develop community, dive into your interests, into your hobbies, journal, have a place where you can release those emotions. If you have a good friend, have a place to release those emotions. But it's going to take time. And that's just the truth, right? It's like if you were teaching a kid how to ride a bike, you would tell the child, hey, it's going to take a while to learn how to ride this. But first, you have to use training wheels. You have to fall a bunch of times. There's no way to hack that process, right? Except for a kid to just keep on getting on that bike. And going through a breakup, there's no way to hack the process. You just have to go through the emotions. And I like just to go through it, so it's not like popping up 5 years later while I'm in a new relationship. And because that happens for people as well, when they distract themselves and, quickly jump into a new situation, just so they don't have to feel that loneliness. So, give yourself the grace, it's a time to elevate, and, you're going to find love again. But right now it's probably time just to cultivate love with yourself and your community, and, apply your energy in different places. And that's always a beautiful thing to do. Couple more questions. Oh, we just got a lot of love here. You are inspiring. Hope your path is filled. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the positive vibes. Thank you, Nabila. Appreciate that. Someone said advice on saving money. I was probably like the worst person growing up to save money. Just pick a percentage, pick a percent that you're going to save, 10 to 20% of everything that ever comes in. And just do that, right? So like every time you make $1,000, you already know $200 goes to this account, and don't touch it. Obviously, depending on your circumstances, but I would say pick a percent to dedicate yourself to, and then just put it away. Because at the end of the day, you're just preparing, right? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So we definitely want to level up our resources, right? Like there's nothing wrong with making your money, right? Money is just a resource, it's an energy. Make it, right? It does actually help give you a peace of mind. It doesn't give you peace, but it gives you the ability to focus on other things, not having to worry about money all the time. So we want to be resourceful individuals. That is very important. And trust me, I've lived a life worrying about money. You understand? There was a time me and my mother, we were like living in a 1-bedroom apartment, me and my mom. I remember we had a cardboard box, as a table, and my mom was a single mom, hustling, just grinding, doing her best. And, I didn't even realize that, things were really like, tight because she just did so well, taking care of things. But, I know what it's like to stress about money. I know what it's like to stress about money as an adult because I've been tracing my own dreams for a very long time. So I was always very tight on things. But, save your money, continue, work hard, harmonize with life. And, as think there's a lot of opportunity, there's a lot of ways now to develop finances and resources. So, like, this is the best time ever to do your own thing and to make money. Like, literally, you could do it off your phone if you wanted to. Like, it's amazing. I know a kid who's like 17, 18 years old. This is crazy. He's making like 80 grand, 90 grand a month doing like Shopify stuff. Kid's like 18 years old. It's wild. But, opportunity's there. You just have to believe in it. Have you ever dealt with thinking too much about the existence and the fear it can give? If so, how do you accept it and overcome it? By existence, you mean just like our own life? I'm not quite sure about the question. But yeah, I've had deep questions about life, like what is the purpose of life, afterlife. When I started to study more religions, then I had more like questions about the afterlife because it's like all the major religions believe in a hell. And then I got scared of that, but then I like rejected that as well. It's like, I think there's a lot of fear mongering in different ways. So I really, at the end of the day, again, I focus on the beauty and I focus on what I can control. I think there's things to this life that, are going to remain questions forever. We're not supposed to know everything. Like, think about this earth, think about the universe, think about all that. We're not going to get the answers to everything. And I don't think we're supposed to. We're supposed to enjoy this human experience. So, come back to the present moment and focus on your life, right? There's so much beauty. There's so much to be grateful for in the present moment. You have opportunity, you have breath. And, you have to come back and just realize that there's amazing things in your life to be appreciative for, to have gratitude for. And fear can be very crippling. It can cripple everything. It can cripple your creativity. It can cripple your motivation. You have to be careful of how far you go in the mind with that fear and how much fear of the world that you consume. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of crazy things happening in the world. But I believe there's a lot of beautiful things happening as well. It's just the media highlights all the negative, right? For some reason, we're prone to negative things. I don't know why, but we are. How do you deal with stress? Music. I take time, I still the mind, meditation, I work out, I eat good, I limit the sugar, the caffeines, make sure my body's at the right frequency. I create. Loneliness versus solitude. Solitude is intentional, right? You choose to be in solitude for a reason, to spend time with yourself, to harness something, whatever it may be. Loneliness is not intentional. It's when you're lonely and you don't have community, there's nobody around you to fill that void. So solitude's a very good thing, because at times you're going to need that. There's spaces you're going to go into where, your solitude will be a priority. But loneliness is something that we're all going to experience as well, right? It's going to happen, But I think when we become too lonely, it's a signal that it's time to get back out there and trying to harness some relationships, cultivate some relationships, maybe renew some relationships, whatever it may be. Because at the end of the day, we are creatures of community, right? And if it's in the physical or if it's online, there's many opportunities for community. How do you deal with the death of a loved one? I'll be honest, I haven't experienced that yet. I've experienced a few people that I did care about, but we weren't extremely close. So I've never experienced like anyone directly in my orbit that I've passed yet. So I can't fully help with that one, but I understand that must be a lot of pain, and that grieving process is something that every human being goes through at some point in life. It's the cycle of life. There's one thing that is promised. It is that we will pass. Do you ever struggle with showing up for yourself? Of course. Of course. Yeah, and it's one of the things that I beat myself up for the most is when I don't show up for myself. But then I have to ask myself, why am I not showing up for myself? And it usually has to do with a lack of organization and systems, right? It's like just thinking of the things I want to do, but I'm not thinking how to step into these things. I'm not making it easier for me to flow into those process. Like I said earlier, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So I think everyone struggles with that. Everyone procrastinate. Everyone kind of falls short in different ways, but it's an opportunity. Every single week I kind of do an audit on my week and ask myself, what worked, what didn't work, how can we fine tune this upcoming week? Am I expecting too much of myself, or am I setting the bar too low, right? Like sometimes I overestimate. So now I know, okay, you're overestimating. So there's no point in being hard on yourself because you're telling yourself you're going to do 55 things in a day when that's not possible. So, I make it more realistic. But I like to always make sure there's a little bit of a challenge, right? So I can have like that progressive overload on my goals. But it's really about systems. This Sunday, we're going to be doing a live stream, and I'm actually going to be scheduling my week out. So if you want, pull up with a cup of tea, grab your notebook, Google Calendar, whatever you use, and we can schedule our week together. And y'all can see like my mindset into how I approach my weeks. And we're just going to do it live. It's going to be good. And maybe if it's effective and people like it, maybe it'll be something that we'll do, we do more often, because at the end of the day, I realize like when I create a guide for myself for the day, for the week, my energy just flows a lot easier and I can give my best. But when there's no guide, then I don't show up for myself, then I'm mad at myself, and it's like silly, right? Because at the end of the day, we didn't prepare ourselves. Thank you so much, Michael, for the $2. I appreciate that super chat. I appreciate it. Everybody, y'all are literally the best. I like this question by Osmaili Gomez. My apologies if I pronounce your name wrong. How to believe in your own thoughts? How to believe in your own, I'm gonna say in your own thought, in your own patterns, maybe. After being told all your life your point of view is wrong. At the end of the day, everyone's gonna have their own point of view because everyone has their own experiences. The thing is, if you believe in it, you have to stay true to yourself. When I was carving out my path, people didn't really believe in what I was doing. People would tell me to give up on my dreams and go get a job at UPS. And at the end of the day, I couldn't blame them. Like, how do you explain something that's never been done before? How do you explain something that's in your heart and in your mind? Like your thoughts, your belief is something that you hold dearly, and no one can really understand the full extent of that. So they're only going to understand it when it comes into fruition. And that takes time. So at the end of the day, when people are forcing their beliefs or their point of view on somebody, in a way they care about you, and they think that you're wrong, so they want you to follow their suite. But if you feel that thing within your spirit and you're like, no, like this is what I believe, and this is the track I'm on, you just have to continue to lead and show compassion, and know everyone's not going to agree with you. But at the end of the day, if it comes into fruition and you step into the life that you want, people are going to realize, oh, they were right. Oh, they were right this whole time. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, a lot of people aren't going to support it, right? And I always say they're only judging, your first few steps. They're not really judging your heart, because they can't see what's in your heart. Only we can see what's in our heart. And it takes time for us to bring it out and to make it make sense. So I give people the grace to not understand me. I give people the grace to think I'm wrong, because at the end of the day, I'm like, how are you going to know? Like, you don't have the same experience as me. And vice versa. Michael, someone said boost Michael's super chat. I mean, not super chat, question. I'm just going to bring it up myself here. This is going to be, we're going to do like 2 more questions, and then I got to go. Hey, Heinz. Hope you're having a good day. I remember a while back, you mentioned in the past video a struggle with OCD and unnecessary counting. How did you help yourself out of it? Yeah, so let me also make it clear, like, it's not like I had a diagnosis or anything of OCD. I just learned what OCD was, and I realized, I'm like, it sounds like I had that. Like when I was younger, I would have to touch things a certain amount of times, or else I thought something bad would happen, and it became obsessive. Like if I like went through a hallway, I would have to touch like the top of like the wall like 5 times, or I'll go down a flight of stairs. It's gonna sound crazy. I'll go down some stairs, and then I have to walk a couple steps back up and down. I'm like, oh, then I learned about OCD, and I'm like, I think I have this thing. And the wildest thing was I just had to challenge it. Because the thing that I had, if it was OCD, let's say I have my cup, I take a sip of my tea, I put it down. For some reason, I feel an urge where I have to grab it again and put it back down, and then do it one more time. And I do it so subtly that no one would ever really notice, because I became a professional at hiding it. But one day I realized, I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. This is actually silly. And I just had to challenge it. It really just came down to nothing bad's going to happen. Nothing bad is going to happen. For some reason, the mind will trick you into thinking like, oh, if something bad is going to happen, I said, nothing bad is going to happen. And I just stopped doing it. If I felt the urge, I just said, don't do it and see what happens. And nothing bad would happen. And I had to rewire my brain. Now, I'm not like a medical professional or anything. I'm not like a medical professional when it comes to OCD or anything like that. I'm just bringing my own experiences. It just really came into the power of the mind, 100%. And also like changing, I think, a little bit the way I eat and things like that. But yeah, that was like a weird time in my life. And it happened for many years. I don't have like a very thorough answer to it. It was very simple. I just said, why do you do this? For some reason, the mind is like insinuating something bad will happen if I don't do this. Challenge it, and nothing bad will happen. And I reprogram my brain. So yeah, that's a little bit of some vulnerability for y'all. Let y'all know into my past. I had some weird quirks. Thank you for the super chat. You've inspired me a lot lately. My grandfather is on his way to pass. He'll be my first loss. Any advice to get out my sadness? I think, again, I've never experienced the loss of a grandparent. Actually, I do have one grandparent that I lost, but we weren't close. Again, it's like, it's a part of the human experience. So you're going to simply like look at that sadness as like, this is a part of life, and, have gratitude for the experience that you had your grandfather, and have gratitude that, It's not even really going to be a surprise. Like you know it's coming, and just reflect on all the good times and the things and ways that you can honor him. But it is a part of life, and those emotions have something to offer us. I think those emotions, those experiences have something to offer us. Like losing somebody is an offering in a way. Like it does something for our soul. And I think at the end of the day, you just have to have gratitude and honor the people that we lose as well. And it's a part of life. We're gonna do. I gotta go to my house. My daughter's waiting for me. I gotta go feed her. This was a pretty good stream. How many people do we have in here? I saw that we had like 345 people earlier. Yeah, we had about 350. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Felix. I appreciate it for the $10. Y'all a vibe. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll definitely hop on live stream again soon, Thursday or Sunday. Number one chill spot on YouTube. I appreciate everyone that was here, everyone that sent the super chats, the questions. Let me know how you felt when you came in and how you're feeling now. The goal for the live stream is always just to leave feeling a little bit better, even if it's by 0.5. I came in feeling like a 6. I'm a 9.5 now, to be honest. I am a 9.5 now, and that requires, a celebration, like straight up. It requires a celebration. I'm so happy that everyone joined in and tuned in. And if it was a good stream, put some W's in the chat, which means it was a win. Hit the notification bell on the channel so you don't miss the next streams. And I think a stream coming up soon. We'll try to watch some things together. I don't know. I'll leave this stream up for replay. Do me a favor, after I leave it up, throw some comments under the video for the algorithms. YouTube doesn't really promote the live streams as much, but help your boy out. Some W's in the chat. Thank you so much. I'm seeing some 10 out of 10s and everything like that. We vibing today. Number one chill spot on YouTube. I understand we doing it. I love it. I appreciate it.
I